When it comes to game mechanics and gameplay features, I know my way around, and I know how to make stuff. But when it comes to game design, I feel like
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
In this series, I'll try to fix that by analyzing other games. I'm gonna dig for knowledge of game design, and I'll share what I found with you. For those who hear my voice for the first time, nice to meet you. My name is Alex, I'm making games and I'm posting videos about it. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's begin. In today's video, we're going to talk about character stats. I want you to see how it works in my game, and we are going to analyze other video games for those who are looking for their own solutions. Or just for someone who is interested in a devlog, I guess this video will be perfect. Stat systems have come a long way from tabletop games. Back in the day, people had it simply to maintain the balance. If you don't have enough intelligence, you cannot cast the fireball. In addition to that, stat system can be used to maintain progression. Once you leveled up and you got another point, you can invest in what you want and finally cast desired spell. Some games like Diablo 2 has major stats that you can allocate, which allows you to affect secondary stats and dictate what equipment can you wear. Other games has just a list of all stats available and you can improve all of them. Both of them gives you a variety on how you could play the game. Simple example, on your first run you could invest in health and be tanky. On your second run you invest in damage and be a glass cannon. But when it comes to my game, I have a problem with that. I have no problem with creating a button that will increase your stat, but do I need that? When I was making my game, I wanted to be versatile, flexible. I wanted to give player a feeling that they make their own build without doing complex calculations. Plus, I wanted to avoid the FOMO, fear of missing out. Whenever I play RPG game, I just hate this feeling. I genuinely hate it. When I play the game and I always feel like, what if I'm missing something? I better look for a guide, because what if I invest in a wrong stats and my character won't be efficient? What if warrior with a crit build is not good as a rogue with a crit build? Should I start another character? And there it is, I'm already not enjoying the game. So I thought, why won't I just take away that part, and stats will be increased only with buffs or items. In this way, you find new item, you are stronger. You wanna be tanky, equip another item. And you don't need to be afraid of doing something wrong, just juggle with the items and play the game. Basically, just enjoy the game. I will tell you more about item system we have in another video. I have lots of things to say, so let's keep talking about the stats. First, all of enemies and player using same stat system, so you can use it not only to improve player, but also to balance your enemies. Now let's actually see what is it about. I have 4 major stats and bunch of secondary stats. Each major stat somehow improves secondary stat. Strength increases physical damage and critical strike power. Agility increases critical strike chance and evasion. Intelligence increases magical damage and magical resistance. Vitality increases maximum health, and that's it. Yeah. They're pretty easy to understand, as well as the armor. You have more armor, you take less damage. Magical damage, however, is interesting. Someone of my own idea would say. We branch magical damage into 3 different elements. What you have is a fire, ice and lightning damage. When you do magical damage, all of the stats sums up by giving you final magical damage you deal. Plus, highest stat will apply elemental effect. These could work in a different ways and could be developed very differently. For example, in Divinity Original Sin 2, if you hit enemy with the ice or water damage, he becomes wet, which makes him vulnerable to lightning damage. If you hit Poison Cloud with the fire damage, it will explode. Seriously, this game could be example for everybody. Pass of Exile has 2 steps of applying elements. Ignite becomes burn, shock becomes electrified, chill becomes frozen, but hell with it, it is too complicated. And I could do it, but you know, this game is also a course for people and I don't want them to be confused with more calculations that we already do during the development. Right, so let me tell you just what I have here. Ignited enemies take fire damage over time. Simple as that. Chilled enemies are slowed. I managed to slow their movement and animations, so it looks like it should. Shocked enemy will bounce lightning to nearest target, to make them shocked as well. To spice things up, I made chill enemies more vulnerable. The logic behind is simple. Under effect of cold, your armor is not as effective. And when you are shocked, you're likely to miss your hit. Well, because you are shocked and your muscles are not working, so There's the logic. Pretty cool, right? Enemies and player both can be affected by this, and magic resistance would decrease amount of magical damage, and you would avoid ailments only if you did not take magical damage at all. Honestly, I think entire system is twisted in somewhat interesting but not too complicated way, and I think we can enjoy it once entire game is built. In the end of the day, we can always change something. As Da Vinci once said, art is never finished, only abundant. Thank you for sticking around with me. Check my courses if you want to make your own video game, including this one, and remember, we don't play games,